Welcome back to QZ Stories, where entitled neighbors and power-hungry HOAs always meet their match. If you enjoy stories of sweet justice, make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell because this one starts with a simple charging cable and ends with a trap that humiliated an HOA Karen in front of an entire neighborhood. Imagine this. You step outside late at night, only to find your neighbor, smug and unbothered, leeching power from your home like it's their private gas station. Now imagine they justify it with HOA rules and a smile. That's exactly what happened to me. And trust me, she never saw my plan coming. It started with little things. My EV charger wasn't where I left it. Sometimes the cable was stretched out across the driveway. Other times it wasn't coiled the way I always coiled it. First, I brushed it off. Maybe I was just being forgetful. But then the bill came. My electricity costs had doubled. Something was off. So one night, I stayed up late and peeked out the window. And there she was, Karen, middle-aged, blonde bob, marching across my lawn like she owned it, dragging my charging cable across the driveway to her Tesla. She plugged in without hesitation, not even checking if I was watching. I stepped outside, caught her in the act. And do you know what she said? She didn't apologize. She smirked, tilted her head, and told me, "We're in the same HOA. You should share. That's how communities work." I stood there stunned. She wasn't embarrassed. She wasn't even trying to hide it. She believed she had the right to steal from me. That's when I knew I wasn't just going to stop her. I was going to teach her a lesson she'd never forget. The next few days, I pretended not to notice. But trust me, I noticed everything. Karen strutted across my property in broad daylight now, waving to other neighbors as if she was doing nothing wrong. Sometimes she even left the cable stretched out like a tripwire across my lawn. That's when I started documenting. Every minute she charged. Every time she crossed my driveway. I set up a small hidden camera facing the garage, and sure enough, within 2 days, I had hours of footage. Her arrogance was unbelievable. She even bragged to a couple of neighbors about how she saved money by using the community charger. That's what she called it. Community charger. And let me ask you this. If you caught your neighbor stealing power like this, would you confront them directly or set a trap like I did? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious which team you're on. But I knew one thing. If I was going to stop her, I had to do it in a way that left no room for excuses. No more HOA talk. No more smug smiles. Just cold, hard truth. At the next HOA meeting, she made her move. Karen stood up in front of everyone, waving HOA paperwork around like it was the Constitution. She claimed, loud and proud, that shared resources should be accessible to everyone in the neighborhood. She looked directly at me when she said it. Some neighbors chuckled nervously. Others actually nodded. The audacity was unbelievable. I raised my hand. "Karen, my EV charger is not a swing set. It's connected to my electric panel. It was installed with my money. It's not a community anything." She scoffed, told everyone I was being selfish. And you know what? That worked in my favor, because now I had witnesses. She'd basically confessed in front of half the neighborhood that she'd been using my charger as if it were hers. That night, I finalized my plan. I wasn't just going to stop her. I was going to expose her in front of the whole block. I called the local police. I explained the situation, sent them my footage, showed them my bills. They told me what I already knew. This was theft. Real, prosecutable theft. And if I could get them there at the right time, they'd take care of the rest. So I set the stage. One quiet Thursday night, I left the charger perfectly coiled, camera recording, and lights off inside the house. Midnight came, and so did Karen. I heard the click, that faint, unmistakable sound of the Tesla plug sliding into place. I stepped outside slowly, and right behind me, 2 uniformed officers. "Evening, Karen," I said, my voice calm, almost casual. She froze, eyes wide. "Oh, I was just," she stammered. Then she pulled out the same HOA papers, waving them like they were a golden ticket. "This is community property," she insisted. The officer didn't even flinch. He pulled up my video evidence on his phone. "Ma'am, this is theft. This charger is on his private property, wired to his meter. This is not community property. For the first time since I'd known her, Karen was speechless. By now, neighbors had noticed the flashing police lights. Curtains parted. Doors opened. People stepped outside in their pajamas, whispering. Karen's voice cracked as she tried to argue. "I have rights," she shouted. But the officer was calm, steady. He explained that electricity theft is a criminal offense. One officer wrote her a citation on the spot. She trembled as she signed it, neighbors whispering behind her, some even laughing quietly. I stood there, arms folded, watching her fall apart. The woman who once stormed through HOA meetings with a booming voice was now reduced to stammering excuses in front of the entire neighborhood. It was justice, and it was poetic. After that night, Karen never touched my charger again. She didn't even look in my direction. At the next HOA meeting, she sat quietly in the back, her papers tucked away, her mouth shut. But the best part? The neighbors. They finally saw her for who she really was. Some patted me on the back. Others chuckled and whispered, "About time." And me? I learned patience pays off. Sometimes it's tempting to explode in anger, but traps are silent, patient, and devastating. Karen thought she could bully me into submission. Instead, she lost her reputation in a single night. Justice doesn't always come with shouting. Sometimes it comes with a quiet